everybody, it's Mrs. Simpson, and I'm going to give you your first class guided tour of our Of Mice and Men Compare and Contrast Informational Essay Writing Guide. So you can see that the one that I am sharing is going to be the example that I'll be using throughout this series of videos. It's the topic of age and ageism, and that's a topic that students will not have as a potential topic for their essay. Students will be choosing from 4 other topics, and they've already selected that topic prior to beginning writing. They may write about examples of racism in Of Mice and Men, as well as in our own society, examples of discrimination based on intellectual disability in our society, gender discrimination, or socioeconomic discrimination. Throughout the unit of reading Of Mice and Men, students have been keeping track of their quotes related to their topic as they've read. There was a quote chart they filled in with examples of quotes that we pointed out as we read together in class. So let's go ahead and begin and tour this document, and I'll explain how it's going to work. So first off, you're probably going to notice this is a large document. This is 10 pages, and we haven't even typed anything yet. If your student comes to you saying that this is a document that they were assigned as an overnight assignment, that is not accurate. What we're doing is we're taking 2 to 3 weeks worth of work, consolidating it into a single document, which will allow students to keep track of their work and only have to locate one document when it comes time to actually create a final draft of the paper. This is a one-stop shop. It's going to do everything from introducing the topic to gathering evidence, to writing a prompted rough draft of each of the different components of the essay. So let me go ahead and take you through the different parts. So the first part here is just a simple introduction to the topic. What do you mean by social issues and inequality? And so the question is, what does inequality mean? And we've given a definition. Some members in a society have more access to jobs, schooling, and respect from others because of their gender, race, socioeconomic status, or intellectual ability. Also ageism, that's the topic I'm doing. What are social issues? Social issues refer to the way that we as a society choose to treat all citizens living in our communities. When some members of a society are treated unfairly, whether by actual laws or by implicit bias on the part of the citizens, groups of people come together to change that. A group of people working to change unfair treatment of an individual or group within a community is called a movement. This is especially relevant because we've been seeing the Black Lives Matter movement this year. Here's some quick links. So if as your student is working on this document throughout the process of writing, they need to see an example, they can click on the links that will be embedded here, and it will take them to a video showing me doing an example about ageism of the same essay that they'll be doing. Like right now, if you were to click on this link in your student's copy of the guide, it would take you to this video, which is an overview. So let's talk about some expectations about writing an informational essay. So kids just came off writing a personal narrative essay a few weeks ago. They have to switch up some of their expectations. An informational essay's purpose is not the same as a personal narrative writing. An informational essay seeks to take information, present it in a largely unbiased way, to give information to the reader. They're not telling a story, they're using sources and giving information, then analyzing it. So make sure that we use a formal tone. We're not going to use I, me, and you in your writing. If we can do these things, by the way, while we're typing our rough draft, the final copy is a lot easier. Other parts of a formal tone, avoiding slang, gonna, wanna, kind of, things like that. Remember the information, essay is informational. It's not opinion. The only place you're going to have an opinion is the conclusion. Everything else needs to be presented fact only. And you'll be citing your sources in MLA format. You're going to watch the videos for each paragraph to see how to do it and properly format it. So the next part, it will give a definition and overview of your student's chosen topic. I actually have 5 different documents that are specifically tailored for each of the topics available for students for this essay. So there's a separate document for gender discrimination, a separate document for racism, a separate document for discrimination based on intellectual ability, and a separate document based on socioeconomic discrimination. All of them have unique sources, and all of them have some unique links. So as students are working, The first section that they're going to work on is their introduction. You can see that there are some links to Ms. Miller's and Ms. Simpson's seminar right here. If students go past the time required in class to work on the assignment and end up working independently, or if they're absent, they can always come to seminar and these links will take them there so they don't have to look for it. So they'll introduce the topic, they will gather some evidence. For each of the paragraphs, we are giving them one article over which they will take notes and create a works cited entry. Then they're going to find a second source related to the topic on their own. And then they'll take notes and create a works cited entry. Once that's done, they're going to take that evidence and actually write the paragraph. See, for each section, it's going to say write your introduction or body paragraph or conclusion using the prompts to help you. So we guide them through what each sentence needs to contain. So there'll be a prompt in blue, followed by an area that says type here, where the student will write that portion of the paper. And we do this for each of the different sections. It's pretty repetitive. And you can see due dates are highlighted at the top of each section. And each section has a different color. That's to enable us in class to say, okay, everybody, go to the hot pink section. We're working on our first body paragraph today, for example. So the first body paragraph will be about the history of the topic. Once again, we're going to give them a source. They'll take notes and create a works cited entry. Then they're going to find a source of their own, take notes over it, and create a works cited entry. And this time, as we get into the body paragraphs, you can see that we're giving them some searches to try. We're giving them some ideas of searches that they can put into Google to get some good results. Once again, taking students through each of the parts of the essay, I'm giving them some fill-in-the-blank parts here, then they type. Same process for the second body paragraph. That's where they talk about discrimination today. Just caught a typographical error. This should say age discrimination on this one. Here's a section where they start actually discussing the book of Mice and Men and how their topic relates to that book. They have been filling in a quote chart that looks like this. You can ask your student about that because that's where they're going to get their text evidence for that paragraph. And click back over. If they didn't do that chart, there will be some information about pages where they can find some text evidence here. Once again, guidance writing the paragraph, guidance writing the conclusion, and finally, guidance writing a works cited page. And once again, there will be video links to show the process for each of these parts. All right, hopefully that gives you a pretty good overview of the assignment, so you have some idea, A, what documents to be looking for, and B, what the expectations are going to be for the assignment.